And I'm not really sure what locks you down into the late game here for Thunder. I think Secret might be a little bit more eager to end this game than Thunder Awaken will be.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think they've really, like, all three of their cores, they basically drafted to give this Razor a worse game. This Razor's going to be very reliant on getting a lot out of his BKB timing because, like, Weaver plus Timber both have escapes from the static link. Mars can spear you away if you're not BKB'd. So there's no like easy, reliable enemy carry that you just get on top of and just drain all their damage and just, you know, carry the game as a Razor on. I definitely, yeah, totally agree with what you're saying. I don't think Secret won this game dragging out too much. It will take some time for Weaver to get those items, like Lincoln's BKB, like that's two defensive items. You want to get some damage along the way. So it's always that fine balancing act between like when you get the defensive items versus like, you need to also do some damage.
Yeah. And that's the problem with Weaver. For the first time, I really hated like first item Lincolns. And I think I'm still in the camp where I think that is not such a great build for Weaver. You know, that Maelstrom is super clutch for this hero in terms of their farm potential. But yeah, you do, I think, need those two defensive items for you to be truly well and free this game. We'll see here what kind of pressure Secret can look to apply in the early game to look to slow that momentum.
Bit of a clash over some of these runes, but Marcy doing Marcy things, bouncing away, so we'll see how these early lanes and rune battles go.
That should be, looks like Secret bullying them away from bottom rune, and Thunder taking the two top runes here without much fight. Did see already a D ward early. Thunder did manage to snipe Secret's early ward, which they put here on the cliff. It's not really showing up, so that one got taken out. So slight vision advantage here in the early game for Thunder. At least they'll have a little bit of a heads up potentially when this Marcy looks to rotate away from her lane.
Yeah, we'll see how early that happens. I think when you look at a mid matchup like Mars and Void Spirit, both of these heroes, they're probably going to be trading blows a lot. Mars wants to use his God's Rebuke anytime Void Spirit comes up. So these runes are going to be very important. And even doing early rotations for the bounty runes can be very effective as well.
Yeah, certainly. Especially denying a mid laner like Denisha Void Spirit his bottle refill might make things a bit more difficult. Mara certainly a tanky hero, can dish out plenty of damage, nukes the waves, can make things unpalatable for a mid laner without any bottle regeneration available. The Razor lane here, again pairing him with the Puppy Ogre. Puppy doing a pretty good job just doing Ogre things, which is bully the enemy position 4 out of lane, especially a hero that's not too strong in the first couple of levels, at least as strong as an Ogre.
Yeah, just doing cool little things here, like he pulls the big camp away so that Matthew Snapfire can't get that pull off. At least he's still going to go for it. He might get it nonetheless, but...
Oh yeah, he does.
Okay, never mind. I thought Puppy had kind of messed that one up, but the Centaur stun with the Plasma Field, they get the way back. These side lanes are just so much about whether or not you can get these successful pulls off. A big camp getting pulled is just like a lane-winning play in so many ways.
Yeah, no, it really is. And at the same move, right, the same stroke, Puppy also pulls the easy camp here and even pulls the hard camp back into it. That's going to force the lane under tower here for Chrysalis, who is going to do just fine and makes things more difficult for Sacred. Even though he does have this early point in the Timber Chain, right, which is not too crazy for Timber Saws. It's very much the norm. Still doesn't want to get too close to this Razor in the early levels.
Yeah, so far, nothing too much cooking down this bottom lane. There's just this constant zoning from Puppy, doing a really good job leaving Timber on an island, but I think if you're Thunder, you're okay with this, because it's Timber Soul. If anything, Timber getting like more solo XP is often what you want to do with this lane, so I think this lane's kind of going according to plan for them. Obviously, they'd like Sacred to have a bit more CS, but the levels is the important thing.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely agree with you there. It feels like there's just almost no safe laners in the meta right now that can withstand the amount of damage and pressure Timbersaw pumps out when he hits the Chakram up and a Soul Ring. It's just, what do you do?
Yep. We'll see once they get a couple more levels, but looking at some of these other lanes, top lane, there's going to be some serious kill there, I think, coming in soon. I mean, it's kind of already there. It's more if, like, you know, if Weaver ever, Shikuchi goes on cooldown and he's out of position, he's almost guaranteed dead level 1 Shikuchi with a really long cooldown. So, Pakaz, you know, he's played this Weaver carry before. He knows how to use and basically save that Shikuchi Otherwise, of course, yeah, you do get jumped on.
Yep. Yeah. And although there is a lot of kill potential to be sure, especially now with the first points in dispose and rebound on Zayats, lots of stick charges for Pakaz. So you got to make sure you get it right. That's the tricky thing about being a bat rider, isn't it? Is you end up giving a full wand to your enemies.
Yeah. And this Weaver, he's already got like gloves plus Band of Elventon coming out. So if you mess up your engagement, he's going to do a lot of damage and just turn and fight you. So I don't think you can afford to go on him unless you're guaranteed to get the kill, because otherwise the turnaround potential with, what, 14 plus 1 charges is going to be brutal.
Especially with the move speed slow coming out from Panda on that Arctic Burn. Still a pretty mean laner. Used to be one of the weaker laners, because mostly you would just push lanes and piss off your safe laner, but now with the additional Arctic Burn flight time, there's a lot more moves you get to make in lane as a Wyvern. And speaking of moves, Zayats is going to go ahead and rotate mid, ensuring Secret get both water runes at the 4-minute mark.
Yep. Definitely annoying for Dark Mago and his game, but nothing too crippling. Just, I think it's good recognition. Like Zayats, he's like, okay, Rezer's not getting much in lane right now. He's, doing some pulls and he doesn't need me. I'm gonna go just deny a rune away from this Mars.
Courier does get killed by Nisha. The biggest deal as both mid laners continue to trade blows just before level 6. Dark Mago, though, feeling a bit stronger. That's a maybe hopefully a visual bug. That was a little bit weird. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, so I think if you God's Rebuke as they're being speared, it still connects with the stun, but it doesn't push them. So he speared him into the tower.
Right.
But he God's Rebuked him like mid-spear. I think it's like a mechanic of how Mars works that's kind of buggy.
Oh,
by buggy, I mean, I don't know if it's intended or not.
Yeah. Because of the force movement on God's Rebuke messing with Spear's force movement. Ah, I see. Something like... all these forced movement spells like Pudge Hook, right? They bring up so many broken or seemingly broken, unintended maybe mechanics in the game, don't they? It's always fun to see.
Yeah, it's like what overrides what. It's like if the spear doesn't go through, why are you still stunned? It's like it's one thing to like interrupt the spear, but at the same time, it's like, come on, man.
Yeah.
How's that work in terms of physics?
Oh, there's no way off of Mars' spear ride, I suppose, right? It's a one-way ticket once you're on that thing. No breaks on that train as Puppey and Zayats are going to go and invade the triangle now, where they will find Matthew. 6 minutes here, just about, without a kill, and it seems like that drought will now end as Anisha is going to Astral Step on over to secure the kill onto Matthew. Dark Mago's here, though, and has the arena, maybe even looking to turn. Panda's TP'd on over to the mid lane. Nisha, though, still has another Astral Step and the Dissemblate, will be able to at least get out of the arena up to his own high ground. Dark Mago will not chase blind uphill this early, usually gets a Blink Dagger before he does that. Puppey and Zayats also able to evacuate the enemy high ground. That is going to just be a clean kill then for Secret with the first arena from Dark Mago, not really accounting to much.
Yeah, a bit ambitious. I don't know if he just like in his head like he knew maybe Nisha had used a Astral Step earlier in lane, but the cooldown comes up very quickly there, so they weren't particularly close to killing Nisha there. Wyvern's just not the best hero to rotate in and chain stun, so. Perhaps now, though, Nisha getting pushed back, but again, he's Astral Steps back up, so he's going to get easily back to safety. So a lot of pressure around this mid lane, but Nisha, he's coping with it just fine.
Sacred did Timber Chain aggressively here. Chrysalis going for the 2 points in the Static Link, 2 in the Plasma Field. Does at least dispatch of this first wagon down bottom? That's always the question, right? You see 3 heroes mid lane for a team. You always have to question what's the response in the side lanes. Bottom, decent levels on Chrysalis, is already up to level 6, has beaten even Sacred to level 6, so can lane a bit longer here. But top lane, it's a much different story, Gods. Pakaz is actually the one here with 10 denies against the Bat Rider. Bat Rider was 6, though, not doing too poorly himself as Rezo.
Oh, mid lane.
Yeah, they do look for a kill mid. Nice job by Zayats, interrupting, potentially even turning here. But Dark Mago with the infused raindrops a bit too tanky. Now we'll drop the arena. Does trap Zayats inside. There's going to be the spear connecting and a kill. Make that 2 in favor of Thunder, as they also collect a kill down bottom on a Crystallis.
Yeah, perhaps the bigger kill. That's the enemy carry getting brought down. I guess it looked like it was just the Wyvern plus Timber, but a lot of early rotations coming in from these Thunder Awaken supports. That, this is one of the big strengths of picking Weaver as a carry. It's this carry you can just kind of leave alone on an island. Always has that double escape mechanism with both Shikuchi and Timelapse, so they don't need to continue to kind of secure his farm in his lane, and they get to make these aggressive rotations.
Yep. Because the Weaver expert, again, definitely a hero that Thunder have looked to, at least for the make that the third DPC tour, pretty consecutively. He's got the build down. Maelstrom into Lincoln Sphere for him, so going for his farming item first. There is a smoke play down, however, heading towards Chrysalis. They might look to kill him a second time, but no, they lose vision. They're not really sure where he's gone. Instead, the ward is going to scout Puppey. I don't really know if Thunder can get anything too crazy off of this smoke play. We have a DD in the bottle, though. Nisha is certainly a tantalizing target. The cookie, not going to find him, though.
It's so hard to make that play.
Oh, and now
Dark Mega may get punished.
Yeah, the turn as well, as they're going to toss him back into the 8th Remnant, and an easy kill. Rezo TP's mid, gives them the necessary control with the lasso, and there is going to be a big punish on a Dark Mago. Didn't use the DD rune, though, but is still going to die out of the smoke.
That initiation of Void Sphere, I think the only way it works is like you do the Saberlight, where you spear first and you arena while the spear is midair. I think the cookie is just too telegraphed. It's such an easy dodge for Nisha there. And unfortunately, Secret, not only, is Nisha, ready to outplay it, if anything, Secret knew it was coming, because Rezo, it felt like he was there before the initiation even happened. So they were ready to punish.
And Puppey is going to give his life here for a D ward. Does give it to Dark Mago in the end. But basically just a kill for a D-ward, nothing big there. I did want to take note on the skill the Chrysalis is going for bottom. Definitely, Timbersaw, not really a hero. You can expect to get a full static link on too easily. But going for Plasma Field in this lane also, one, is going to be the faster farm build, but two, also allows you to clear waves. It's not every day where you see a Timber really struggle to get onto a tower this late into the laning stage. As they are on top of, however, Matthew. He is going to be in a big trouble, as Nisha will secure the kill with an Astral Step. Panda, short of level 6, can't really look to turn, but it is Sacred who TP's mid as they look for the kill onto Puppey. Great spear from Dark Mago with the DD active. He will collect the kill, as well as a haste rune now for his bottle. Could look to make another play with that when Arena's back up.
Everyone on the Thunder side getting involved. Even the Weaver was rotating on over. I think they really want to make sure they don't give Secret this early momentum and let Secret come in, take over their jungle. They understand the strength of their draft and how once Weaver kind of hits these key item timings, we touched a bit upon get the Maelstrom, Lincolns, and a BKB, and at some point you're just going to be able to carry this game. Razor's, this Razor is going to be kind of put in this position to try and solo carry as Razor. The Razor, to me, is this core that wants to be one of 2 or 3 cores. And Razor's even died once this game, so it's not looking like the dream game for Chrysalis.
Yeah, no, it's not. I believe he has Falcon Blade on the way. Yeah, indeed, with a couple of allies coming to try and gank Sacred, but Sacred's going to catch a whiff of this one, and I believe he's just going to get out of dodge in time.
Good read on that one. Nisha's still smoked. He's still fishing around trying to figure out what's going on, but they just don't have the damage for Timber, I think, here.
Dark Mago going mid onto Zayat. Zayat's maybe looking to give a go here back to Dark Mago, but the Winter's Curse here is going to force a TP cancel. Might even set it for the kill onto Zayat, as the spear will collect it from long range. In the meantime, Sacred does scout Nisha here. Nisha was out of Astral Steps, but still has a Dissemblate, and now Chrysalis, who is looking to turn third point already into Static Link, and the ulti now active, does have some serious damage versus Sacred, as Matthew now raining down the kisses. Chrysalis dodging plenty of these as they've now nuked through the Timbersaw. They're looking to turn onto more. A double stun here isn't going to be good enough for Matthew, however, as Nisha gets his Astral Step back online. Chrysalis is going to be able to collect that second kill. Kind of an ulti whiffed there, Gods, as now without kisses, they're going to be a little bit limited on the moves they can make.
That was honestly just such a great sequence of events from Nisha. He was first making some solo plays. All that thought here, Puppey getting pushed away, TP on out. Uh-oh, he goes down, but yeah, Nisha, he goes in, he invades, chases the Timber into the enemy jungle, steals some stacks, then he just jukes around the entire map. He was dodging Timber Chain after Timber Chain, not letting the Chakrams land. They knew he had no Astral Steps, but they still couldn't land these spells on him, and they kind of just got baited in. The spell casting was just better from Team Secret there.
It's top lane, speaking of spell casting, there's going to be the Flaming Lasso yet again onto Sacred, gets the Timber Chain away. Small stick here is going to keep him topped up at least for now, and it looks like Rezo does lack the damage, just barely. No! Damage over time will put him down, but Dark Mago at least able to get the return kill onto Rezo, so Thunder at least getting something, but they are losing a lot of momentum here on the Timbersaw. That's 2 straight back-to-back deaths.
Yeah, it's rough. He did everything he could there, not turning to cast any spells, just chakraming in front of him as he ran with all the sticky on him, but too much damage over time here. This is where the Batrider pick is looking really good. The Witchblade pickup, not your everyday Batrider item, I feel, but talk about these offlaners these days being more of these semi-carries, and when it comes to right-click damage, Witchblade is one of the best in the game.
Curse is going to be used out from Panda. That does trap Zayats, but I believe Panda is still going to end up taking a death here, just behind a bit of extra time. As down he goes, that is going to be Curse committed. Thunder really able to follow up. Kiss is coming off cooldown now at the very least, with Arena of Blood and a Blink Dagger. Still not ready for Dark Mago. Not too late, really, at 13 minutes, but certainly not indicative of a fantastic laning stage for Dark Mago.
They really need this blink. It feels like this is the way they catch Nisha, because this has just been the Nisha show so far. He's 3-0-3. He's got this early Vessel, so even if you catch him with a stun, he's got 1500 health, very tanky. And this Vessel just gives him all this extra damage output for these early rotations he's making, plus gives him some actual kill threat onto the Timbersaw. So any move Nisha makes has just been connecting and causing all kinds of pressure on the Thunder Awaken side.
Yeah, and I'd love to just tip my hat towards Puppey, who at the end of that fantastic sequence of events where the kisses were kind of used by Thunder. The reason that Maelstrom is so late is not because Pakaz just finally had the money for it. He's already got the full Perseverance. It's because Puppey sniped his courier that had Javelin. So he hasn't been farming with Maelstrom for 3 minutes, which is pretty bad if you're a Weaver.
Yeah, that's brutal. Yeah, you're not happy about that one when you lose your key farming item, and you don't really want to fight without your Maelstrom as well. So Thunder Awaken being kind of forced to slow things down, and Weaver is still top net worth, but for Thunder Awaken, I think they're going to feel like they're the ones who have to be a bit more reactionary, except with this Blink Dagger. It has come out now, so there is potential for a smoke play off of this, but it just feels like Secret are always a little bit more grouped up, and there aren't really any obvious or easy plays for them to make with this Blink.
Yeah. Panda at least. Oh, whoa, the spear is going to miss onto Puppey. So that is not the ideal first Blink Dagger initiation. In the meantime, no Secret. They're going to scout that Whiffed Blink mid and invade the jungle a bit. Nisha maybe looking for more stacks, but for now, scout Sacred, whose Cookie is going to toss him into the 8th Remnant, but Dark Mago, a second Blink forward, will catch Zayats, and he will be rewarded at least with a kill there. Nisha, however, proves yet again to be a little bit too elusive.
Two mid laners just making all the moves here. Sacred is just melting.
Oh, yeah, perfect. 8th Remnant there from Nisha to set up for the kill amount. Maybe even Matthew in a bit of trouble as they do eventually get up the Winter's Curse to lock down Nisha. Plenty of damage onto him here. Matthew would love to turn for the kisses, but Chrysalis is not going to let that happen. Another 8th Remnant going fishing for Panda is not going to connect, but Panda slowed to a crawl thanks to the rotation from Resolution. And it's going to be 3 dead here for Thunder Awaken, as yet again Nisha makes it out of these fights alive.
Yeah, he's just pushing his hero to the limit, going in and out on slivers of health, playing around with a Fairy's Trinket too to get all that extra efficiency, and they're going to fold this up with this tier 1 top tower. So first tower of the game takes a long time to drop, but Team Secret get the job done, and that's going to really open up this top side of the map, and they want to keep playing in this dire jungle. Like, Weaver's kind of already left the top jungle just knowing it's not really a safe place to be, but it's more Dark Mago on the Mars as well as the Timbersaw Sacred's job to kind of defend this part of the map. Problem for Timber is he is just so poor right now. He's having a really tough time.
That he is. He at least has plate mail coming as part of his Lotus. That is going to be at least a huge amount of bonus armor for him to live. Even with reactive armor, Sacred has been having a pretty hard time living against the physical damage. Here's Puppey chilling in the Roche pit with his good friend. It's going to be the counter initiation though from Nisha. Look at the nuke damage as well. Already getting through Matthew. Chrysalis as well joining the fight. Dark Mago is going to be linked. Sure, healed very briefly here by the Cold Embrace, but killed off immediately after as Chrysalis has a full BKB. Is going to use it to TP away, canceling it now as they have caught Pakaz, but maybe it's Pakaz who caught them. A curse onto 2. Now Chrysalis, no BKB, is going to fall. There's Sacred, however, still in trouble, slowed to a crawl and killed off by the Vessel. As it's going to be Rezo claiming the kill there. Pakaz, though, still confident in fighting as he does Sakuchi around the fight one last time before he runs into the mid lane. That's going to be Zayats now looking for the kill. Cookie does stun him up, though. Pakaz looking to turn a second time. Instead, it's Matthew tossed back into the enemy team, and it's going to be Pakaz, who might have just killed himself. He ran in voluntarily, and down he goes. Nisha with too much AoE damage. Panda now is going to be the last to fall for Thunder. It's a full team wipe. Here comes Dark Mago, still wants to fight. Puppey says, take me instead. You got to go through me. Panda says, no, thank you. I'll go for Rezo.
He's got an arena too. Puppy, he's got nowhere to run.
Oh no, he doesn't, especially with the arena.
He says, fight me.
Now trapping him, Sacred as well. This is a fight Sacred can win, and he will win that one handily. But it's still Secret who are going to be the big winners from that engagement. Yet again, God, Tanisha makes it through another fight, gets so incredibly low. The curse was fantastic for Panda, but Thunder just can't quite string it together.
Oh, what a blood! Nine deaths on the fight, Reek. I feel like some of these heroes died more than once that fight. I don't know for sure, but it definitely felt like there were some repeat customers. But what an insane team fight! I mean, again, yeah, Nisha doing his thing on the Void Spirit, but just some amazing individual plays there. Like the cookie on Matthew predicting the Marcy's rebound. He preemptively cookied as Marcy TP'd in, knowing he was just going to go for the kill on the Weaver there. Once again, the jump on Sacred.
Yeah, it's just too much magic damage here for Sacred. They even push him back. Excellent usage there to ensure that the Timber Chain doesn't connect. Science as well is going to live easily through the burst damage of Dark Mago.
Yeah, this game just highlighting like Timber is one of these heroes. You're item dependent. You can't just rely on your passive. I mean, he's only got 2 points in reactive. That's not why he's dying, is the skill build. It's just he needs items. He needs to have a Yule Scepter to go with this Lotus Orb ideally. He's just underfarmed, and it's costing him.
Yeah, it does kind of feel like he needs both of those, but at least he's got the first one operational now. So he's at least got one Dispel at the ready. Also a pretty useful item to have versus Bat Rider, as Zayats is simply going to dispose of Dark Mago and say no thank you. Dark Mago unable to connect on any of his skills there.
These fights will start to look a bit different when BKB start coming to play. It's only the Mars getting close to one on the Dire side, but Radiant, they've got Razors, and we'll be looking for one on Rezo's Bat Rider as well. We'll see if he gets the Blink first. I think the playmaking this Blink brings to the table is
Nisha
really going to
the cookie
suit
from
their
Matthew.
tempo.
Can they set this together? Doesn't seem like it. Nisha just Timber Chains away. Without the Yules on Sacred, they've got no chance to cancel that TP. Good.
That would have been such a big find.
Good predictive cookie by Matthew. If the cookied unit dies while it is in its cookie leap, it does apply the stun. It's kind of one of those funky mechanics. It's like Inkswell, where if you dispel of Inkswell, it'll just stun with however much it's accumulated. Panda is simply going to avoid Rezo here.
Secret learning it. Oh, gotta really get to this Wyvern.
Dark Mago still gets off the arena. In fact, he catches Nisha with the kisses coming down. They might, and they do get a kill onto Nisha. That's 600 gold in the pocket of Sacred, but Chrysalis joining the fight, as is Pakaz. They've already taken down Zayats, but now it's going to be Sacred's turn to burn, as he is going to die despite a great Winter's Curse to try and reset this out from Panda. Pakaz, not so eager to fight, does have a Lincoln Sphere, though, ready to go. Dark Mago trying to make it out of this fight alive, crawling away. Back over to Panda in the river, who's still continuing to avoid Chrysalis here, but eventually is scouted and killed. Here goes Pakaz, though. Chrysalis going for the TP out, and not enough damage yet on Pakaz to quite cancel that TP. But finally a promising fight, I'd say, for Thunder. Whew. They get their hands on the Void Spirit.
They lose 2 for 3, but I think just killing Nisha is such a feels-good moment. This guy is just being the bane of their existence this game, and finally getting a kill onto this pesky Void Spirit is just such a big find for them. Their Weaver continues to farm and scale. Mars Dark Mago just balling. He was just sitting on the side of that fight with like 100 health, still throwing spells, somehow not getting caught as well. Like, very impressive stuff from this madman. And end of the day, though, I think killing the Void Spirit's good, but it's a pretty even fight in the end. Neither team getting any big map control out of it. Both teams are still just kind of posturing around Roshan, because if you win a fight convincingly, you get Roshan.
Okay, Nisha is caught. Try to get out the Aether Remnant into the cookie. Do they have the magic damage? Yes, they do. Here's Rezo now trying to turn, as well as Chrysalis with a BKB at the ready. The arena, however, will zone him out. Chrysalis not willing to commit the BKB to enter. Doesn't really need it anyway, as Rezo's winning the 1v1. But here's Pakaz now. They have, I believe, reflected. No, they're not really reflected much, as Pakaz still fighting on through towards Zayats, gets the kill there, but now it's Sacred who's in trouble. Chrysalis using the BKB, trying to continue fighting. Puppy has taken down Panda, so there's going to be no Winter's Curse to cancel his TP. In fact, Pakaz is all alone to Chrysalis, will cancel his own TP, as Pakaz does get off the time lapse just barely. Couldn't quite connect the stuns, courtesy of the Lincolns. That'll be then Secret winning
They're so
another
fishing.
big fight. Maybe even still catching Pakaz because Rezo is still on the look for this kill. They have connected on the link. There is still a Lincoln's on the line, which is going to be broken now, but Rezo doesn't even need to use the lasso here to collect the kill. It'll be another team wipe here in favor of Secret.
It's just so nice that you can kind of track the Weaver with the static link, even when he goes invis and you don't have that detection. And bringing down the Weaver there, that's a big win for Team Secret there. It looks bad, like second fight in a row where Nisha just gets blown up from full, but Rezo's Batrider just launches himself into the middle of the fight alongside Crystallis' Razor, and they just eat up Thunder Awaken. They just, once they don't have used everything to kill off the Void Spirit, and the BKB wasn't complete on Dak Mago. It was like 10 seconds away on the Courier. He needs that BKB for these fights.
And he might need to use it here. He's got Arena on 5. Secret trying to poke it out from him, and eventually they will here as they have at least skewered Puppey to the tower. But he's got his shard online. He's not taking any damage. And as a result of that fight, Gods, take a look at the vision that Secret now have in the jungle of Thunder. How can they hope to contest Roche? All 3 cliffs are warded.
This is the only way. You smoke up and try and catch him by surprise. Zions isn't really the best target on the Marcy, but you take what you can get here.
Yeah, they have ultis ready to go from Thunder, just not a BKB at the ready for Dark Mago. Unfortunately, there's
Secret is so ready for this.
This pesky wave in the mid lane. Haas is just going to be the one to show then. If there's the jump from Dark Mago, only finds Puppey with it, however. He'll get off his fireballs, but won't be able to live too long to that fire shield, pardon me.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Could get them this mid-tier 1 tower, so I think still a decent move here, but ready to fight. Team Secret, they're TPing in. They want to take this one.
They know there's no BKB on Dark Mago. He's silenced up now by the Acceptor of Nisha, and there's going to be the kill. They've also lassoed down Panda to ensure there's no Winter's Curse in the fight. Excellent prioritization here by Team Secret as they have completely sent Thunder scrambling in the wind. Sacred is going to be able to get out, but they're still hunting for Pakaz. No, Crystallis is going to give up the chase.
Well, Secret, once again, just understanding of when Thunder Awaken are not ready to take these team fights. It's kind of the same story where Thunder Awaken jump one, kill them, and then Secret are just so quick to respond and just take these fights when Thunder have all these spells on cooldowns, even when it's just small things. Like, I mean, obviously the Arena is one of the bigger ones, but just some of these other like smaller spells, like the Cookie being on cooldown, suddenly makes a big difference for the ability for Thunder to take a sustained fight.
Yeah. And Nisha just kind of proving how fast he is there on the 8th round to Sacred. I mean, yeah, it's so difficult. This is kind of what I was, we were talking a bit earlier before we started. Thunder, especially Dark Mago, he has always led the team kind of to victories with this very bold and brash playstyle. I don't care. I'll commit an ulti for just one support, right? We'll win the fight from there. It's not really quite cutting it against Secret, especially when they have the ability, the communication to lock down the follow-up. That fight probably doesn't look nearly as bad for Thunder if they can connect, you know, a Winter's Curse into kisses, right? Unfortunately, Rezo's just, he knows he's not going to let that happen.
Yeah, honestly, Rezo's Batrider has been kind of as good as Nisha's been. Like, I think he's the one that's kind of salvaged every fight where it looks like Thunder Awaken can maybe finally get that fight that brings him back in. Rezo's there to, like, just disrupt everything.
Oh, BKB.
Stop all the combos, jump the backlines.
Dark Mago using the BKB, just making sure he can get away from Puppey. That might be just the opening that Secret needs to go for Roche.
Yeah, I mean, they've got tons of vision around that area. There is one Dire Ward in the mid lane, which hasn't been scouted. Oh, now it's been scouted. So Thunder's ability to contest Roshan it's very limited. It's definitely, it's not impossible. You guess, you know, 5-man smoke up, you can try and go for it, but you're also just potentially putting yourself in a position to get team wiped. So often the safer call is like, let's just leave it.
Yeah, and I think Thunder are going to do just that, as they even are going to let the outpost go. Not really much of a whimper. It'll be then first stages here. So still only first stages at least for Secret. They can do with this, likely look to continue siege. And I think if there's one thing that can be said about this lineup is that their siege, their tower push, isn't particularly fantastic. They do much better if all the enemy heroes are dead, and then they start pushing.
Absolutely agree. We'll see. I mean, that may force Secret to be a bit more patient, but they do have some of these steroids, like the Bloodlust for Razor.
Yeah, good point.
And they're hunting.
Yeah, they are hunting.
They're like,
they know,
you know, we can't
patience.
push buildings. Yeah.
They're
If you can't push buildings, you just hunt heroes. You run at them, you run at the enemy ancients, you take away their farm, and, you know, Secret looking to maybe turn the 6k gold lead into like a 10 or a 15k gold lead, rather than just try and force a high ground.
Exactly, and at that stage, that's, you know, it doesn't really matter if you only have Ursa as your high ground push. And once the net worth lead is a little bit to one-sided, it does become much easier to siege for high ground. It's even Secret rotating at the top lane. The double BOTs here for Nisha and Rezo, just they're everywhere, man. You know, they're like sharks, basically, kind of just circling the map right now, looking for any Thunder Awakening to show.
Yeah, this is another good way to play. Like, you don't have this good high ground push, and you're worried about being like, you know, split push and having the game stalled out. You need a guarantee that you find these kills, and travel is like the perfect way to do that.
Here they go. Oh,
Kaz.
Yeah, big catch on the Kaz. He does at least reflect the link, so Chrysalis not going to steal any damage in this fight, but Dark Mago with the spear is going to connect onto the kisses. Science is going to be the first to go. Nisha even a bit of trouble, does Astral Step himself out of that one, as Puppey is going to be the second to go, but might set up for the kill onto Matthew on his way out. As Rezo collects that one, it's Dark Mago now in a ton of trouble. The Cold Embrace will do nothing but condemn him. Now Sacred here trying to escape, but no Lotus Orb means it's a free lasso target there for Rezo. And it's going to be 3 dead as Secret eventually get what they look for. It only costs them 2 supports.
Yeah. Another great fight for them, just understanding that they shouldn't be giving anything to Thunder Awaken when it comes to farm on the map. They just want to force any fight they can take. This is about as good as it gets for Thunder Awaken. Like, they landed a decent curse. You know, Mars gets off his spells with BKB, but realistically, that's all you're doing is killing these supports. Like, BKB Aegis Razor, got Bat Rider with BKB, Void Spirit's just mega farmed and out of control. Like, you can't kill these heroes.
They even force the time-lapse from Bakaz, who does have it maxed, only a 40-second cooldown at this stage, doesn't cost him any mana. Good damage as well on Anisha there with the Mind Breaker, but they might make a play back for him. He is dusted up, Zayas pops Lincolns, forces the BKB from Bakaz. Thunder not buying back for this one. Bakaz, without time-lapse, is linked. Chrysalis running him down. The BKB at least offers him protection to the static field, plasma field, pardon, and he will live. Just barely, though.
I can't believe that static link just stayed on him. Like, he's keeping up with the Shikuchi Weaver. I mean, that's the strength of Razor right there. I think that's partly why he went for this Sanjin Yasha plus Satanic. It's a bit of an unconventional Razor build, but you want to stop this Weaver getting away from your static link, you match his movement speed. With Bloodlust, he's seeing at 5.22. Chrysalis is max move speed.
Yep. Or basically thereabouts. Zayas is going to be killed.
Yeah,
Rezo
close.
pops BKB. Pakaz without a BKB, maybe looking to turn. Dark Mago as well is now going to now have no magic immunity, but Chrysalis is cutting off reinforcements here as he finds Matthew and should be able to run him down without really much of a fight. Matthew gets up to the high ground, back underneath where the tier 1 used to stand. Dark Mago does connect a spear onto Nisha. Aether Remnant, some protection from the magic damage, but not enough there. It is at least Rezo caught by the arena, who is going to be killed as Nisha does escape. 3 times multicast stun back onto Puppey, but it might be enough for the kill. No, not quite. Pakaz silence, but still finished off by the AoE damage of Chrysalis's Eye of the Storm as Nisha jumps right onto Pandamu. That is going to be 2 kills then for Chrysalis as he looks for the third. This time Matthew has no chance to escape as he attempts to juke him in the trees. Certainly they'll find him. There they go. As soon as the plasma field is ready. That's 3 kills for Chrysalis. Now godlike with 15, 2, and 7 this game.
Yeah. After a death in the laning stage, he's been near perfect on this Razor. And I just love the itemization. I mentioned the movement speed and how good it is against the Weaver to stop yourself getting kited. But the Satanic's another great item because Weaver isn't this burst damage hero. Like, Satanic is great when you're getting, like, against tickle damage, which is kind of what Weaver is. He just keeps poking you and he's bringing you down. You can't kill him. But Satanic is, like, the perfect way to itemize against them.
That's very true. It almost feels like now you have your own time lapse here on Chrysalis.
Absolutely.
Saw kind of at least lives there thanks to the Lotus Orb being applied. Chrysalis is not able to collect the kill. And maybe not even to get too much structure damage. I mean, they've done exactly what you've said, though, right? They've turned this 5k net worth lead into a 15k one and are going to get a second kill onto Matthew for free. Golden Brace actually does buy him a bit of time. They force Chrysalis off the high ground. Yeah, that Aegis up in 5 seconds. Chrysalis would like to get all of his mana back. We'll go ahead and just wait for that one to be reclaimed.
Yeah, knowing you still the BKB, you can play aggressive there. Your Aegis expires as they jump you. You've still got your BKB plus TP or just BKB and fight. I don't think you're killing a 4,000 health Razor. Just notice, yeah, he has the Elven Tunic as well. He's just absolutely massive now that he's hit level 25 as well. So they've got a serious Razor problem, and I just don't think this is the... It's always been the issue with Weaver, is like you go Linken's BKB and you have no damage. And that's kind of the problem Pakaz is facing right now.
There they go again, as they are going to try and set up here onto Chrysalis. Winter's Curse catches him with the creep wave, but they've thrown a lot of damage from Dark Mago. Spear committed, but it's Sacred now dying on the backlines. Even might be Pakaz in trouble, who's silenced up. No, gets off the time lapse, as it's going to be Sacred now dying. Chrysalis is just 1v3 in the entire time. Another kill there. Pakaz only able to get through Puppy before he BKBs and TPs away. They nearly kill him in that time, gods. Whew.
Yeah. And that's with the defensive items. Obviously, Linken's and BKB aren't defensive against physical damage, but it really highlights, like, there's no amount of items that this week can get that's going to solve the problems that he's facing this game. Like, he needs a ton of damage against this Razor. He needs more survivability against physical damage. You just can't get all that with items. And unfortunately, this is looking like the end for a Thunder Awaken here in game 1.
That it is. Dark Mago is just going to be able to clear creeps from mid-wave. Secret slowly but painfully hit his towers. Actually, they make a jump on the Dark Mago side. Finds him there with the dispose, and he is killed. Has buyback, but obviously does not want to use it like that. Ooh, that is certainly at least going to be the top lane of Ferric. Secret even smoke behind the high ground here, out of vision of Thunder. They might look for a +1. I guess maybe a +2 at this stage.
Jump anyone they see. Anyone who tries to defend it seems like they're happy to go on. Dark Mago not even wanting to buy back for this one.
That last fight, you can just see Chrysalis just literally 1v3, and at this stage, just way too big and cannot be stopped. Because just left to, try and farm up supports, do what he can. Secret still looking to close out this game now. They do see Pakaz underneath the tier 3 tower. Winter's Curse yet again on the money here. Okay. Panda, but what can they make of it? It looks like they'll at least get a kill onto Rezo. A nice gobble up there also condemns at least Zayat. Pakaz as well, healed up by the Cold Embrace, and Chrysalis doesn't have the damage on his own. Nisha neither can get through him. So right now, a promising fight for Thunder at least, but Chrysalis yet again proves to be a little bit too big to take down. Push back onto the high ground. He'll just kill Matthew. Thank you very much for the repositioning. Now Sacred in trouble. The physical damage overwhelming. Panda's going to buy back. Dark Mago's going to buy back. Now Sacred's going to buy back, but Chrysalis still basically about half HP.
I mean, they buy back on Secret, but I just feel like this is Razor just saying, don't worry, guys, I'll do this on my own. There's just nothing they can do to stop this Razor. He's just eating them alive, kill after kill. Yeah. They can't get through his survivability.
Pakaz even now on his life, trying to do what he can here, but seems like now Sacred is going to pop to the magic damage of Nisha. That's not quite 25 for him. Would be an extra stun in the array for Secret right now, but it just seems like, yep, they're going to call it. It's overwhelming here. It is going to be Secret that take game number 1. Wow. This Razor, Chrysalis, definitely, it sounds crazy to say, but deviating from the normal, BKB refresher rush really ends up benefiting Secret in this matchup. There's no way for Thunder to stop this Razor.
Yeah, it's definitely a case where so many people just say, hey, this is the default build. There's no